All right, today we're jumping into a natural approach for managing asthma, and we're using Dr. Josh Axe's protocol as our guide. We're going to break down how things like your diet, certain supplements, and even essential oils might just play a huge role in supporting your respiratory health. So here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about what makes asthma such a challenge. Then we'll get right into the heart of it all, your diet. After that, we'll look at some key supplements and oils that can really supercharge your efforts. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a clear path forward. Okay, so first up, really understanding the challenge of asthma, because it's not just a physical thing, right? It's something that can really weave its way into every part of your life. I mean, this question, it really hits deep, doesn't it? If you have asthma or you love someone who does, you know it can feel like this constant, unwelcome presence. It affects your day, your plans, and your sense of freedom. And this quote from Dr. Axe just nails it. It's not always about the breathing difficulty in the moment. It's the fear of the next attack, that constant what if. That's a huge emotional weight, and it's a really important part of what this protocol is trying to address. So where do you even start with a problem that big? Well, according to this approach, you start with the most powerful tool you have, your fork. Your diet is seen as the absolute foundation, the most critical first step you can take. At its core, the idea is pretty simple. It's a big diet swap. You're basically taking out the foods that can cause inflammation and create more phlegm, which are two major troublemakers for asthma, and you're replacing them with foods that do the exact opposite, foods that calm things down and support your body. So what are these trigger foods? Well, some you might expect, like gluten and conventional dairy, but some might surprise you. For some people, things like bananas or too much sugar can actually make things worse by producing more phlegm. It's also suggested you could even get tested to find out what your specific food sensitivities are. And on the flip side, what should you be eating more of? We're talking lots of fresh fruits and veggies, warm, comforting stuff like bone broth soup, and a huge emphasis on foods packed with omega-3s. Think wild-caught fish and chia seeds. Why? Because omega-3s are like the fire department for inflammation in your body. They go in and help cool everything down. You know, bone broth gets a lot of hype, and it gets a special mention here for a reason. It's not just about it being a warm, soothing soup. The idea is that it contains these specific amino acids, proline and glycine, that can actually help support your lung tissue and reduce inflammation. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so you've got the diet dialed in. What's next? Well, now we bring in the reinforcements. This is where you can amplify all that good work with some key supplements and oils that give your respiratory system some targeted support. There are three main players here. First up is quercetin. You find it in things like citrus fruits, and it's a well-known anti-inflammatory. Then you've got bromelain, which is an enzyme that comes from the core of a pineapple, and it's thought to help open up the airways. And then there's a real powerhouse called NAC. Now this is a really crucial point. NAC, or N-acetyl-L-cysteine, becomes even more powerful when you take it with vitamin C. Think of it like a dynamic duo. NAC helps your body produce one of its most potent antioxidants, glutathione, and this combination is thought to be amazing for helping to protect and detoxify your lungs. Essential oils also make an appearance, specifically peppermint and eucalyptus, because they can help you feel like your airways are opening up. But, and this is a really, really big but, you have to be so careful. People with asthma can be extra sensitive, so the rule is you always test a tiny bit on a small patch of skin first to make sure your body is okay with it. Phew, that was a lot of information, I know. So let's zoom out for a second and bring it all together. Let's recap this whole approach into a simple, clear action plan. So here it is, the whole strategy in 3 simple steps. Step 1, and it's the most important, rebuild your diet. That's your foundation. Step 2, layer on those key supplements to target inflammation and support your lungs. And step 3, cautiously consider using essential oils to help open up your airways. It's a whole body approach, starting from the inside out. And you know, when you boil it all down, it really leads to this one powerful question. It challenges us to think differently about managing this condition. What if the path to breathing just a little bit easier starts right there in your own kitchen? It's all about putting the power of food as medicine, quite literally, back in your own hands.